Well, hello, my friends. In today's reading, we are concluding the book of beginnings, the book of Genesis, and beginning the book of Exodus, which is when God is calling his people out of slavery, out of Egypt. Now, in Genesis chapter 15, verse number 13, God told Abraham that his seed would go into a foreign land and be there for 400 years. So between Genesis and Exodus, we have around 400-year period. And in chapter 49 of Genesis, of course, Jacob calls his boys in, blesses them. In chapter 50, Joseph dies. And they promise they're going to take his bones back when they go back to their homeland in Canaan. But chapter number 1 of Exodus, we see that a new Pharaoh came to power that didn't know Joseph, didn't know any of the great blessings, or didn't believe in the great blessings that God had poured out upon the Israelites, but he began to oppress them and keep them in slavery. Now, let me say this. It was God's will for them to go to Egypt, but it wasn't God's will for them to stay there. God's will was to take them into a promised land. And I want to say to you today that oftentimes God leads us to a place, but it doesn't mean he's going to leave us in that place. God is always preparing us, getting us ready for the next step, the next place that he wants to take us. And I want to say to each of you, no matter where you are in your relationship with God, he's got another place for you, another step, a greater place, a place flowing with milk and honey. Now, we know that essentially that is heaven, but I believe that God has a place here on earth in this life that he wants to move us into and bless us. And so I encourage you, friends, let's not get satisfied, or let's not get depressed or discouraged of where we are. Let's know that we're on a journey, and God is our deliverer and our helper to get us out of the place where we are and take us to another step and a deeper walk with him and greater blessings. Well, God bless you as we look at Exodus chapter 2, 3, and 4 tomorrow. Bye-bye.